Everybody, welcome to Chanel's Reality. I'm Chanel, and this is my reality. I wanted to come over here because, listen, as one of my favorite content creators would say, can I say something? Shout out to Rodney the Voice. But at any rate, yeah, I never understood this. And I still don't and will never understand this concept that people say, she stole that man's husband. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Freud would have a field day with that. But, anyways, if you know, you know. Um, I don't understand when people say things like, she stole that woman's husband. He stole that woman, that lady, I'm sorry, that man's wife. She stole that man's she stole that woman's girlfriend. What is happening today? She stole that man's girlfriend or boyfriend or best friend. People can't be stolen. They have to go willingly. You're not stealing someone. They are invested or have some sort of reason to be there or to leave. And I say, let their ass go. Do you? I ain't got time. I ain't chasing your ass for what? But at any rate, this isn't about me. I just don't understand the craziness because it's toxic and it's so many people will get on the internet and say, this person stole this person and that, this, that, and that. And I'm just like, y'all do realize these are two actual adults who are making a conscious ass decision to do whatever the hell they're doing. They just don't give a shit about the person they're doing it to. They care more about whatever it is they're doing. But nobody, if my husband leaves me for someone else or cheats on me or has sex with someone, whatever it is, she, whoever the she is in the scenario, is not to blame. Yeah, she could have maybe not been with a married man, or she could have maybe known that I was his wife, or she could have made a different decision. She could have, whatever, fill in the blank. But he is the one that's married. He is the one that's making a decision to not honor his marriage, his vows, his wife, whatever it is, his family. Stop blaming other people. Blame the person that's perpetrating. Anyway, that's me on my soapbox. Let's just watch. I love Culture Spill, so I just want to watch her breakdown of Swizz Beats and Alicia Keys because it never sat right with me. Just like people would say, Angelina stole Brad Pitt. No, sis. He went over there. Okay, he was all entwined in whatever Angelina had going on, sis, and so was she. So we're not doing that on Chanel's Reality. It ain't changing over here. So if you don't like it, click off, unsubscribe. I don't really care. But for the people that do love Chanel's Reality, all my Chanel's Angels, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, welcome. If you like the content, please support my channel by hitting the subscribe button, the like button, and the notification button. Let's get into it.
I thought Mashonda was over her ex-husband. Wait, I thought Mashonda was over her ex-husband, Swiss Beats, cheating on her with Alicia Keys, because wasn't she the one bundled up with them on a couch talking about their one big happy blended family? I mean, we hang out with each other. We go to dinner together. Our family is one big, beautiful family. We're doing Thanksgiving. We're doing the holidays. We'll do a birthday celebration together. It is a beautiful partnership. I'm very, very proud of that. It's a real thing and it's possible. Well, what people said after seeing these three together was that it's cool that Mashonda loves her ex-husband's kids as her own. And it's cool that she's learned to coexist with Alicia. But what people don't find cool is how they were playing this whole happy family charade with all three of them. I mean, both Swizz and Alicia damaged that woman's heart. And
They
Swizz
did.
caused his death till us partner emotional turmoil. So to get to this point and them trying to normalize it is just crazy. I think people are mostly disgusted by how Alicia and Swizz kind of have this perfect relationship, perfect life mantra, yet it all stemmed from Alicia being a homewrecker and Swizz leaving his family by being a cheater. You never hear nothing bad about Alicia. Style switch.
Child. Why they interrupting her? Anyway.
Yeah, you do.
Mm-hmm. Hi, Jaguar Work.
Y'all just don't
She
hear
didn't
nothing
end
about
it.
it.
She entered the chat, child.
I thought her never hear nothing bad about Alicia Keys. Yeah, you do. Y'all just don't hear nothing about it.
I thought her record was pretty clean. No. Not around with Swiss and not breaking up happy homes. Like, people are forgetting when she moved into Swiss and them's house to work on the music with him, he was still married to his wife, living in that same house. And then she moved in while she was cool with the wife.
I ain't got time.
It's plotting to steal her husband to cover up the fact
that
she's a dyke, and she had just got caught beating that girlfriend of hers up down there in Aruba somewhere, or something like that.
Well, personally, I don't know why they were sitting so close. But was this Mashonda's way of keeping her friends close and her enemies even closer? Because tell me why, word on the street is that she still feels some type of way about Alicia being a homewrecker. And allegedly, she's been making it known. Child, maybe it's because the person she was protecting all this time is now old enough. Because we clearly know that the only reason Mashonda went along with the madness was purely because of her son with Swizz.
He wanted to know why I couldn't go see him at his dad's, and why can't his dad come over and see his bedroom at our house? It was really a wake-up call. Even if we don't want to for ourselves right now, we have to do it for him because he doesn't deserve this.
I mean, I did not think we'd be back talking about this messy love triangle, but here we are. So how about we just get right into it? Okay, for just a bit of background about how it all started, Alicia and Swizz were both born in New York and were initially introduced to each other through mutual friends when they were teenagers.
Oh, did you, like, know each other before?
Her best friend was a rapper in my class, and she used to always tell me, like, man, you gotta meet Allie, you gotta meet Allie. She's doing music, you doing music. And one day she finally came to pick up from school, and she was like,
where is Allie?
Swizz, come here, this is Allie, that's what I'm talking about. And I remember her having on a purple Columbia jacket, Tim Scott. I mean, she looked harder than me. I was like, okay. You know? Yeah, so that was the first time, but I didn't get the number at that time. She was playing very hard to get.
Yeah.
But I finished up strong.
Well, according to Alicia Keys, earlier on, she didn't want anything to do with Swizz. And she even wrote in her book, More Myself, we ended up in the same circles at various award shows and industry events. He'd usually pull up in some fancy car, rolling deep with his Bronx crew and shining with diamonds. I wanted nothing to do with that scene or with Swizz. But as fate would have it, they were brought together again years later when they collaborated on a music project in 2008. Which is when Keys began to change her mind about Swizz. Apparently, the more they talked, the more she noticed how his mind worked. And she realized that beyond the baggy jeans and arm tats, there was depth. And he was so aware of what was happening around the world. Those are Alicia's words, by the way, not mine. Clearly, they hit it off soon after that. And based on what has been said, Alicia Keys positioned herself to steal Swizz because they started dating when Swizz was still married to Mashonda. Yes, I know that no man can be stolen. They choose to go. But it's what Alicia did that really got people talking. Allegedly, when they started secretly dating, Alicia made sure the media captured their intimate moments because she wanted Mashonda to know they were together. The next thing we know, Keys and Beats announced in May 2010 that they were engaged and expecting their first baby together. They even tied the knot in a private home on the Mediterranean Sea the same year. Now, one thing that's pretty clear is that these two started seeing each other before Swizz divorced Mashonda, and they completely blindsided her. She actually made that very clear when she wrote that open letter to Alicia Keys. According to Mashonda's note, the trigger for her open letter was a post from Alicia Keys' Twitter account, which asked, in love, is it better to go with the choice that is smart or the choice that has spark? She said she interpreted the comment as an allusion to Alicia Keys' relationship with her ex, and started her letter by saying that after 2 years of attempts to reach Alicia Keys, she's only received constant displays of selfishness and lack of concern to her and her son.
I always felt that way.
She was like, I was a fan of AK's last album. We were both signed to J Records, and I always checked up on her projects. I sang her songs and admired her for creating Superwoman and Karma. I would never deny her her talent. I believed in her until I found out she was possibly sleeping with my husband. The affair was denied by both until it was finally admitted months later. Already, I can hear some of you saying, why are you blaming her? You can't make someone leave their wife. You can't break something that's broken. Child, to the best of Mashonda's knowledge, her marriage was not broken. And they were even working on celebrating their 5th anniversary. So when she realized that her husband was having an affair with Alicia Keys, she was completely devastated. She also wrote that her concern with Alicia Keys was no longer the fact that she assisted in destroying a family, but that she had the audacity to make those selfish comments about love and wanting to be with someone, even after knowing their situation. Then she said, I feel that after 1.5 years of you hiding this affair and acting like it doesn't exist, that now is the time to confront it, since you talk so openly about it now. You have no idea how much pain I was caused because of this affair. Mashonda then continued and said, if you are reading this, Alicia, let me start by saying you know what you did. You know the role you played, and you know how you contributed to the ending of my marriage. You know that I asked you to step back and let me handle my family issues that you helped to create. As a woman, I expected so much more from you. I never had intentions on reaching out to you this way, but after reading your tweets tonight...
Let me just say, as strong as I am, I would be under somebody's damn bed crying. Oh, on the outside, what Tupac said, dying inside, but outside you're looking fearless. I am an expert at that, for sure. I could be broke, my heart is broken, under the bed crying. You'll never know. Why? Child, because I be right at sex, buying my new Givenchy. Planning a trip to fucking Greece or Cancun or wherever the hell else in the world I want to travel. Yeah, and showing up in my Prada. Fendi and Prada, baby, I got a lot of. But inside, I would be falling completely apart. But I just come from an era of, can't let these bitches know you sweating. Like, nope. Nope. Nah, I'm an emotional human being because why? We all are emotional human beings, with the exception of, I was going to say, with the exception of sociopaths and narcissists and people like that. They are probably the most emotional, which is why they could care less about your life. I'm just saying, because they internally are. I'm not even going to go there. But anyways, read the DSM. Knock yourself out. That's the Diagnostic Statistical Manual. It has all of the different types of, mental illnesses, especially the severe ones. But at any rate, yeah, I don't know how I listen. I'm sure because I'm a fighter on the inside, and I'm kind of like that song Katy Perry's, "You're gonna hear me roll," like that. That legit is kind of how I am. Like, I'll be out here flexing. I'll be out here, riding around in my, expensive car, staying in my expensive house, wearing my expensive clothes and all that. Stunting and shit. It's just who I am. I'm a Leo. So get into it. No, but sincerely, I would still, because of who I am, rise above. So I wouldn't be out here crashing out. They wouldn't know I'm mad. Because again, I would be somewhere on somebody's fucking beach in Turks and Caicos or some beautiful place in Africa or wherever. That's what I would be doing. What Beyonce say? When she said, I ain't sorry, she said, me and my baby, we gonna be all right. We gonna live a good life. Big homie better grow up. Yeah, my homie's about to stroll up. I'm just saying. That's how we get down in H-Town. Get into it. No, but seriously, like, I'm just not that girl that you would ever know is falling apart. Just in general. Well, there is one clue that is very pronounced, and it's silence. Because clearly I'm on here talking to y'all. I don't even know. I'm talking to you guys as if someone is listening right here, right now, and there isn't anyone, But whatever. So if I'm quiet, I can promise you there is a whole ass thunderstorm brewing somewhere. So just leave me the fuck alone, okay? That's what you want to do. If Chanel is over here quiet, leave her the fuck alone. Just saying. But anyway, let's get back to it. Alicia Keys, Swizz Beatz, and all they did to break this lady's heart is so sad. Here we go.
And the constant disregard, you left me no choice. She also insisted that her public address wasn't a publicity stunt, and she wrote that she was most concerned about Swiss's relationship with their son and trying to reach an understanding with Alicia, adding, I just ask that you try to be a bit more realistic and delicate to the situation, at least until my divorce is final. If it is so that you and my husband are meant to be together, then God bless you both, and I hope you never have to deal with what I did. I would not wish it on my worst enemy. If you two being together forever is the case, it's more of a reason for us to get along because I'm not going anywhere. There's a child to be raised. To answer your tweet, choose smart over spark. Sparks burn everyone. Be smart. It's simple, actually. Just think of the shoe being on the other foot. Stay blessed. And let's work this thing out with respect and dignity. Obviously, at the time,
little bit
Mashonda
of
was
passive
completely
aggressive.
devastated. But for the sake
But I
of the child
understand.
she had with Swizz, she decided to be the bigger person.
You know, I did the work on myself first. I connected more deeply with my son. And then it was time for me to rebuild the relationship with Swizz. And I reached out to him. I said, listen, we need to talk because...
How long had it been that you hadn't, like,
Well, we got
communicated?
divorced in 2010. That first talk was probably around 2011.
Wow.
Yeah.
A long time.
It is. It
Yeah.
was a good, solid...
Yeah, a brand new, super efficient air conditioning system installed, and do not put a single penny down in the process. That's right, guys. Not
year and a half or so.
She even said in her 2018 memoir that she regretted publicly speaking out against Alicia Keys, explaining that her past behavior was fueled by ego and a need for validation. She also said that they realized they could minimize the impact on their children by reducing the conflict they had with one another. Apparently, they even went to therapy together to see how they could just move on from everything and peacefully co-parent the children they have.
I mean, I could just look at Kasim.
This is the thing. People have to understand. Therapy, no amount of therapy, no amount of wishing and praying and whatever else is ever going to end your emotional responses to trauma. It just is not going to happen. What happens in therapy is you either A, recognize that you are working through trauma and you don't get over trauma, you just get through it. And you have to work on how you want to respond when you're triggered by said trauma or new trauma. And that's about it. You might have a few revelations, you might gain clarity, and most of all, you might be able to get out all of the emotions, meaning say it out loud, work on yourself in terms of how you view yourself. If you're going to forgive yourself, forgive others, love others, or you're going to live in spite and, have a whole bunch of disarray and despair in your life. These are all choices that we have to make daily, hourly, and sometimes minute by minute. I'm sitting in my office and my supervisor is yelling at me or being passive aggressive or just being aggressive. I don't have enough money for this daycare. I don't have enough money for this aftercare, meaning after school. I don't have enough money for picture day. I'm working 3 jobs and I don't have nobody here to help me. My mama on dialysis. I have high blood pressure. I am stressed out. Like on and on and on. And we are all, one tire blowout from not being able to pay our rent. These are things that people deal with every single day. I'm not over, that sexual assault. I'm not over the fact that my boyfriend or husband left me after 10 years of saying he didn't want children and then gets into some magical marriage with this other lady and now they got 3.5 kids. Like, what the is going on? You know what I mean? Like, these are the type of things that people are expected to get over. And it's like, this is not something that you get over. This is something you absolutely get through. And hopefully you don't end up in cell block C while you're trying to get through it. Hopefully you're not, starving yourself. Hopefully you're not eating your feelings. Hopefully you're not projecting everything that's going on with you on others. Hopefully you don't have something called depression, which to me is just anger turned inward. Hopefully you survive it. Hopefully. But doesn't always work out that way. That's why we have the numbers that we have for people unaliving themselves. It's why we have to realize we are born into a whole ass toxic environment that perpetuates the toxic BS in us, and we don't even realize it. I can tell you something right here, right now. People gonna watch this video and still not even realize it. I'm just saying. Stop me when I'm lying about something. But it does take work to get through this life. It takes work to get through the trauma. It takes work to, smile when you want to cry. It takes work to cry when you want to cry. It takes work to be honest with yourself, be honest with others, be forgiving and understanding. All of those things require work and growth. But anyway, let's get back into it.
he was struggling. You know, he was
He's probably
struggling.
looking at you like, how's
How's
my
mom? You know,
Yeah.
is mommy okay with this? It is up to us as parents to make it okay.
Right.
And I wanted his soul to be okay with it. And I told him, go sit. It's okay.
Were you okay though?
I wasn't okay.
You were not okay.
No, because I mean, come on. I'm human. I'm a woman.
Yes.
You know.
Why is she laughing?
It's not
can't.
100% natural to be okay with it until everyone is fully healed.
Yeah.
And at that stage, I wasn't.
Well,
And be
Mashonda
clear,
has also spoken in
none of us
different
are ever
interviews
fully
about how
healed.
she now peacefully co-parents with Alicia. Like, there was one where she was like, we still kid each other with, I'm so proud of us. We literally end almost every meeting, every interaction with, I'm so proud of us. We love each other, and we express that to each other.
Child.
I know that sounds like kumbaya.
It
but
sounds
we
like
really love each
delusion.
other because we look around the world and we see
Oh,
the
shit.
total opposite. And we know what we came from, and we understand our purpose. Our purpose is being able to give our children a positive legacy. We don't want to be old and gray and having them look at us like, you guys went through some awful stuff and you never fixed it. We want them to be like, wow, our parents are real human beings and they went through some tough things, but they fixed it and they made it really good for us. That's our purpose. Well, if you ask a lot of people, they will tell you that this was just her trying to be the bigger person, and that deep down, she still feels some type of way about Alicia Keys supposedly stealing her ex-husband. Okay. On the other hand, we've had people saying that Swizz was already cheating on Mashonda with several women, and Alicia gets the hate because she's the one who stuck. I personally don't know why Swizz never gets half the hate Alicia gets. And with Alicia, the homewrecker title even affected her career. And I also don't know whether it's really true that Mashonda is done playing the perfect blend narrative now that her son is much older. But I'd really love to know what you think. Do you think she only sucked it up for her child? Does Alicia deserve all the hate she gets?
Yep.
Is it too late for Mashonda to
They
say
all
what she
deserve
really
it.
feels?
Except
Let
for
me
the
know in
girl.
the comments
Except for the
section
wife,
below.
the ex-wife. She didn't deserve any of this. But, you know, here we are. I guess you can't help who you love, can you? It is what it is. Y'all leave a comment below. Let me know what y'all think about this whole entire situation. Till next time, I'm Chanel, and this is my reality.